Hi, I'm Liza.
Hi, I'm Justin.
And we're the creators of Survive an Ordinary Life.
And don't forget Kobe.
I would describe our channel as witty? Is that the word I think I want? Witty? I don't know. So Justin and I both have very different personalities, so it's really interesting when the two of us get together and do our videos every week, because you see so much of how different we are but how well we work together.
We really cover topics that range the gambit. I mean, we've discussed some mental health issues, we've gone over how to tie your shoes. There's really nothing that isn't ordinary enough or extraordinary enough for us to cover. Oh, the best friend.
Oh, so, do you not have we have multiple best friends? Are you that privileged in life? Yeah. But we always try to focus in on things that we think are interesting about ordinary life. But we always hope at the end of the video that the people enjoyed what they saw and they can relate to it in some way, and they get a little insight into our lives as well.
You should really be within 10 feet of the person before deciding to hold the door. I decided to start a YouTube channel with Liza because I've always been interested in film and not so much recording and everything like that, but more or less kind of being an actor. I live my life as a character, I think. I don't know, like just I'm very upbeat all the time, very rarely am I down, and I just want to bring that to other people. Like I want to share those experiences and share my positivity, I guess, with other people. I
just really wanted to get back into my love of just being in front of the camera, being behind the camera, editing, and just like writing and putting my ideas out there. And
YouTube just seemed like the best option for us to get our voice out there to the most people. No, I'm done. And TikTok wasn't really a thing then. I think you might have had the name already.
Surviving Office Life.
So, yeah, Surviving Office Life, and so we get together, the three of us, for a short period of time, and he was kind of like, yeah, I'm not down with that because there's a bunch of problems because we work in an office where, you know, using some of the scenarios that we have in an office could actually hurt people's feelings or get us in trouble with the company.
So there'd be some misinterpretations too. Some people would probably think that we're talking about them, but we're not. It was risky.
So we ended up changing it to Surviving Ordinary Life. So we kept the same acronym of SOL.
When we first started the channel, it was a lot of work. Like we had a lot of energy in the beginning. Like Justin and I were meeting like quite a few days a week. So we had about 7 scripts. Hot Water was our first script that we wrote. And I remember writing that script, and it was just one of the funniest experiences that we had.
We used the dry ice to put it in the tub to make it look like it was steaming, like it was really hot.
I can't remember who came up with the idea, but when we started talking about the lobster scene, it was like endgame. We were just dead, laughing in the cafeteria of our job, thinking about Tom sitting in this bathtub with a lobster and how funny that was just going to be. So we couldn't wait to get there and shoot. We were relying on a camera that that we borrowed every weekend or every other weekend from a public library. It was great at first because we were getting it all the time, but then eventually it got to a point where other people were finding out about it and they were checking it out too. So there would be days where we couldn't get a camera at all. We got to a point where we were like, we like what we're doing. We want to keep doing it. Let's put some money behind it and let's buy a camera. We bought our first camera in the middle of like what would quote unquote be season 1. And then we actually purchased a second camera right at the beginning of season 2 to give us some dynamic shot. Do you want a mug? Who wants a mug? You want a mug? You want a mug? Do you want a mug? Do you want a mug? Do you want a mug? Some of the first initial criticisms, or at least feedback that we were getting, is your videos are too long. For a new channel, you really kind of want to get people to be, you know, get sucked into your channel, and in order to do that, they got to get through your videos first. Some of these days were so exhausted. I remember shooting the 4th of July video, and it was just the hottest day in the summer in the backyard of Justin's friend, and it was torture. I felt like our actor actors were getting tired. I mean, we had food and drinks and snacks, like we took care of people. But it was hot and it was gross, and it took us pretty much a good like 7 hours almost. I want to say at least 7 hours to shoot that one skit. And so we got to a point where we're like, this is too much. Like, we're taking on too much too fast. We've got to slow it down and figure out a way to consolidate, make these smaller, make the days go by faster so we can get more cranked out and not have to rely so much on so many people to come all the time. There's got to be a way to be more creative about it. And that's when we moved on to the shorter skit formats, and it really revolved around Tom, myself, and Justin.
Watching that first video back that we did for the Liza and Justin review, it was... there was something there, and we knew we had to have us on camera together in our own little piece of the channel. And because so much of it was Tom and us just being in the background, so we needed our personalities to come out a little bit more, and that was the perfect kind of alley to squeeze us in.
Oh yeah, 3 videos was a lot of videos. It was draining us. I mean, Justin and I have full-time jobs. We work 40 plus hours at a normal job and then do this channel on the side as kind of a hobby, as a fun thing. We knew at that point that we had to scale back. It was just becoming too much. It was growing into this monster. So we said, why don't we just take the best of all 3 of these videos and make one video?
People wanted to see us. They wanted to hear what we had to say directly rather than through someone like Tom or through the kind of comedy-esque sketches that we were doing.
I remember when we were getting ready to announce that we were going down to 1 video, we had to end 60 Seconds with Tom, and that was an emotional day. And both Justin and I were really surprised at how emotional we got. We were, you know, shooting that video with Tom, and at the very end he goes,
"So enjoy this last week of 3 videos and tune in next week for the new SOL format. I'm Tom, and this is the last 60 seconds with me."
We both cried. Like, it was so weird. Like, we didn't sob, but ultimately we learned at that moment how much we really loved what we were doing, and it meant a lot. So first I'm going to point out the fact that the appearance is a lot different than a typical. So is this like typical appearance for it? This is long, skinnier?
Yeah, so this is the at least what I've seen as a Filipino egg roll. It's always been
like
long,
longer,
skinny.
The Filipino food video was like what? When
it started to pick up speed, I guess, or views, we were really shocked. Like, even when it hit like 200 views, we were like, oh wow, this is crazy, what's going on?
We were blown away with how that video went. Like, when it first hit 1,000 views, we were like, holy what?
To have it be something so close to me, which the food of the culture I love, like, it was so much more kind of meaningful, I guess, than one of our other random videos if that had taken off.
We're like, well, that's really awesome. And then it kept going, and then it was like 5,000, and then like 10,000. And when it hit 10,000, I was like, okay, it's gonna slow down now. Like, now it's gonna slow down. And it didn't. It just kept cruising, and it's right now close to 45,000. I think it's like a little under 44. I'm probably rounding up too much.
But 45, to get that number of views at this point, it's kind of like we have something. There's something here that people want to watch.
We got a lot of subscribers out of that. We got a lot of viewership. So the idea was sparked, like, let's do another one. We're gonna react to it. So tripe is very popular, I've heard. I'm gonna admit, the last time I just swallowed really fast. That went to about over 10,000 as well, 10,000 views.
Recreating the Bird Box video. I never laughed so hard at my own jokes, because it's all just Tom doing different things from the movie. It's probably one of our most underrated videos by far, and I'm sure there'll be an iCard in one of these corners. Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's like my least favorite, but I would say it was the one I struggled with the most when we were filming it. It was the elevators one. Mostly because I might have been crabby that day, but I just remember it being like the worst experience and I hated shooting it. When I showed up and his elevator was a piece of cardboard with numbers on it and two pieces of like gold cardboard that he opened with his hands.
I think the biggest mistake we've made at this point in our YouTube career, quote unquote, was posting teaser videos. I think at the very beginning, we had a huge number of people watch those first two videos that had nothing to do with our content at all.
We've learned so much over the last 2 years. There's some videos that we're kind of embarrassed about, yeah. But did we learn a whole lot out of it? Absolutely. We would not be the channel we are today without the experiences we've had in the past.
So season 3, we're actually talking about getting a new logo. We're going to be messing around with this stuff back here.
We definitely want to bring some more guests on board with us, have more people joining us at the table. We're trying to find ways to be more relatable, talking about concepts that everybody really can relate to, or at least a good chunk of them.
All kinds of great stuff coming, and I really can't wait for season 3.
I know that, you know, Justin and I take this channel very seriously. We don't need 1 million subscribers to love what we do. We don't need 1 million views to encourage us to keep doing it, because we're doing it because we love it.
Well, for everyone who's been with us from the beginning, thank you so much. I mean, everything you've done to kind of encourage us to be where we are today has been incredible. Anyone who's joined since then, I mean, again, we love everybody who watches our content. And you're the reason we put so much time, effort, and money into this process.
Thank you for everything, guys, and we appreciate it. See you in season 3. I almost stroked. I was like, is this is the elevator? Like, dead.